Mute. Turn my camera off. You can let everybody in. Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Throwback Thursday. How's everybody doing today? Thank you guys for joining us for this rep training. Hold on. Ashley, can you get us some more co-hosts, please? So tonight's training is going to be on, I think it's edification. I don't know if you guys are like me, but that can tend to be an opportunity of mine. I don't think that I properly edify people when I'm inviting them to the travel party, or if I'm inviting them to an event. I don't think I always properly edify them. And it's power in the edification, right? We talk about leverage and edifying people, but I think it's just an opportunity. It's not everybody's strength. Now, you might be somebody that's great and you know what to say and how to say it, but majority of us, we have a problem with, it's a gap there when it comes to edification. And we wonder why when we send the invite out or try to get people to go places, they don't go, because we have not properly edified to show the power of why they need to talk to this person on the three-way or why they need to attend this event. So this training is going to be on edification. I would suggest you guys grab you a pen and a paper so that you can take notes about edification. I just realized I didn't even introduce myself to y'all. How rude. Sorry. It's been a long Thursday. Hi, Christy. Lord. Hi, Christy. Hi, everybody. I'm Christy. I'm a one-star director. I'm coming to you guys live from Southern California. I will be your host tonight. At the end of this, if you guys have any questions, if time permits, I will be answering them. Directly after this, we have a travel party, so we are tight on time. So I'm going to start right off the bat. We're going to get this party started. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Let's go.
Director JP Watkins, and take it away.
Hello, Miss Eileen Ross. Hello, Mr. Shedrick White. How y'all feeling tonight? It was so good having you in Texas. I am so grateful for the four of you, Mr. Moore tonight. He is got some things going on, so we are standing in the gap. But you all put on a stellar training, and we're just continuing to celebrate the 6-year anniversary. It has been magical. And what I understand more clearly why Mr. Bradley said that we are preparing for the greatest harvest of our life. I understand that more clearly. And so basic training, for those that are new, we want to welcome you on. It was designed so that you can have the basics so that you can be successful in your Planet Marketing business. And so tonight, I'm going to share with you one of the things that really helped turn my network marketing career around. I did not really understand, but now I understand more clearly. And so we're going to share with the people today the art of edification. Can you see my slides? Okay, cool. We're going to talk about this. And Mr. Shedrick White, Miss Eileen Ross, you know I love this topic. I love talking about the art of edification because I remember getting started in the industry of network marketing. And I remember my sponsor saying, put me on the phone with everybody you can. And so I said, okay, Sam, this is John. John, this is Sam. And I would introduce him that way. He said, listen, Miss Watkins, if you don't learn to edify me properly, I'm going to have to stop taking your call. And so he said, I need you to, check out this information, learn, because, he wasn't, and I thought these people are full of themselves. These people are so arrogant. Why in the world do I need to do all of this? And I didn't understand that there was a psychological buy-in. So we're going to talk about the art of edification, but I just kind of want to talk to you, Miss Ross. Did you get it? Did you understand it? Were you kind of resistant like I was?
Absolutely. I had no idea. Again, when you don't understand, you're thinking, wow, you think so much of yourself and you want me to think so much of you. You want me to, no, and again, we have to understand we don't know what we don't know. This is an industry, again, as I said on the Goal Builder call, one of the most misunderstood professions. So we must be able to share how people have become successful and share that level of success with people that we're trying to bring into. So no, I didn't get it, but I tell you what, I realize how imperative it is now.
Yes, Mr. White, I know that you have really tried to teach this. You're a master edifier as well as Ms. Ross, but why is this, a topic that is so resistant? People just really are against it.
Well, I think people don't have understanding. You fight against what you don't understand. But Ms. Watkins, edification truly is one of those skills that will really propel your business to the next level. I tell people trade your ego for equity. And how you do that is through the art of edification. If you understand this, or when you understand this, by the time we finish, your business is going to go to the next level, because most people think you're edifying to build up the person, but they don't realize what they're actually doing is building up themselves. Ms. Mukes.
Yes, absolutely. You can call me all that because Miss Ross has the $500,000 ring, so I'll be Ross Mukes, White, and more. Edification is a crucial component, guys, in the day-to-day, and guys, you got to move from being an amateur to a professional. That's the bottom line. Most people come into network marketing, as amateurs. We don't know what we don't know, as you stated. But if you're going to move to go pro and be a professional, you got to learn the art of edification. Edification is not widely mastered because most don't understand the purpose. But edification is necessary for third-party validation. It's a crucial psychological part of the buy-in process. It is how you get someone to do a three-way, how you get someone to join you, how you get someone to join a Zoom or any of those things. It is how you edify. So, that's one of the things that people will say all the time, Ms. Ross. They will say, I can't get anybody to do a three-way call. I can't get anybody to jump on the Zooms. And the reason that they can't get people to do those things is they do not paint the proper picture. It's all about buy-in. Ms. Ross?
Well, again, what do we always say? There's that triangle. There's you, there's your prospect, and then there's the expert. If I just came to the business, I am not qualified. I'm really not qualified, nor should I want to be qualified to try to share all that I don't know about the business. It's important for them to know I'm being led by people that have achieved success. There are people greater than me that not only are leading me, but will also lead you when you partner with me. So if people understand that, I want to show that I have the connection of the top income earners. I have the connection. I have a relationship with the founder of the company. Now that gives me some validation as well. We're not in this to do it independently. We're in it to do it together, and we have help. So that's very, very important.
It is, because so many people, what we don't understand, Mr. White, is that there is automatic skepticism. People are skeptical about the industry. We can't hide that. We shouldn't pretend that doesn't exist. They don't understand the industry of network marketing. They don't respect the industry. So we got to really break those barriers down. And it's already implanted into their subconscious. This is not legitimate. So many times we don't edify because we don't understand that's why they're not getting on three-ways or they're not getting on Zooms. Would you like to elaborate on that as well?
Absolutely. I know you're going to define it, but when you think about edify, to build up or to speak in glowing terms or to magnify, to highlight. And so when we talk about the system as PS3, peak interest, edification is responsible for peaking interest. That's why people can't get people to the tool, because you're trying to force somebody who's not interested. But if you can actually edify or share the results or the success that someone else has, now it's like you said, psychologically, it's a part of the process. Now they're saying, wait a minute. So the edification is essential because it's going to lead to the third-party validation. Edification is essential because it's going to pique the interest and get you to show. And so it's a part of the process. So when we say the PS3, if you don't understand edification, you won't be able to do the PS3 because it's the foundation that's going to lead to you completing that. So Ms. Watkins, the way I say this, or Ms. Mukes, think about this. Proper edification will lead to duplication, which will lead to multiplication. Ms. Mukes.
Could you repeat that, Mr. White?
Proper edification will lead to duplication, which will ultimately lead to multiplication in your organization. Ms. Mukes.
That's good. Ms. Ross, we always edify each other because we understand that we need to create the scene, but we can also edify by colors. And I love colors, Ms. Ross. We always attempt to get a bio from whoever we're edifying. We ask people, give me some background information. If we know that you're the speaker, let's say you're coming to Houston, Texas, and you're going to do the presentation, I'm going to ask for your bio. But there's a shortcut. What if we cannot get that bio from the speaker? We can edify with colors. We can always, use the person red, blue, green, and yellow. Ms. Ross, could you give us an example of that?
Very, very simple. The great thing is these bullet points that you have on the screen fit everyone in the company, especially if they're going to do the presentation, especially if they are an expert. The young lady that was on the Goal Builder call, a brand new one-star director that I didn't know, but it was very easy to edify her, she loves to have fun. She loves to make money. She's a one-star director. She's the evidence of it. She loves to help people because she's hosting this call, right? Has 100% of the information because she knows her responsibility. So when you understand that and when you use each of these colors, you're going to hit the button of someone or everyone in that audience because everyone has some of these that they're interested in or that they want, that they relate to, Director Watkins.
I love that. We don't have to know the person's, true background, but if we hit these colors, we're definitely going to hit on someone's personality. Mr. White, is there anything you want to add to that before we move on? But Ms. Ross knocked it out the box.
Absolutely. She knocked it out the box. And so to your point, again, I just want to highlight again that edification part about piquing the interest. So based on where that person is, what you got to understand is why would they want to look at this information? So they also fall on one of these colors. So as Ms. Ross did when she edified these things, if this person is like just detailed, fact oriented, when you say they know 100% of the facts, now they're going in tune. If they're yellow and they love helping people, when you say they love helping people, so what you're doing is what she said, you're mirror matching. You're getting them to pull down those walls, those defenses, and you're getting them to be open to want to hear more about what you have because you're telling a story. And Ms. Watkins, again, I read a book, and the point I want to make this point real quick. There was a gentleman who had all these challenges, but as he was, his life was corrected, people saw his life change, and as a result, they want to know, what are you doing? Well, when people get to know that through edification, that this is where they came from, but now this is what's happening in their life, they're excited, and that's what makes them want to know more about our business. That's what makes them want to take advantage of opportunities. So edification is everything. If you can build a person up to get the other person to say, man, I want to hear how they were able to do that, you win. Ms. Mukes.
You win. That's really what it's about. Edification informs and excites a prospect for who they're going to talk to and for what's about to happen. One thing that you said earlier, Ms. Ross, this is a triangle for buy-in. People may trust you, but they may not necessarily respect you. And that's one of the things that we have to understand is that our friends aren't going to say, when I join this business, is this going to help you pay the $20 that you owe me? They know our dirty laundry. Our friends know we're back, our repossessions. They know all of the eviction notices. They know all of the broke stories. So when you ask a friend to join your business or even a stranger, why would they listen? So edification is what helps involve the expert so that you build the level of respect. Mr. White, one of the things that you are is $1 million earner, but you were not always $1 million earner. You had to ride the story of Mr. Bradley until you got your money up, if you will. But that's one of the things that we have to understand is that our friends trust us, but they may not respect us. Could you elaborate on that, Mr. White?
Absolutely. This is one of the keys because if you understand, this is the psychology. This is why I said change your ego for equity. And because they love you, but they don't trust you to think that you can take them to the next level. So what you have to do is begin to speak in glowing terms of someone that you're working with. And now as a result, the person can say the exact same thing that you said, but now they'll receive it because they respect the person that you edified. Ms. Mukes, again, children, we do it. Our parents could tell us something, and we're like, oh, that's just mom. Oh, that's just dad. It's just we blow it over. But somebody else could say the exact same thing. They're like, oh, my goodness, you like want to slap them, right? But it's the same thing with our business. Our friends know us too well. They're too close to us. They can't receive it. So your job is to edify somebody else, to speak to someone else, and not focus on what I need to tell them. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes people think. They want to tell everybody. And so again, I want to throw it to Ms. Ross because the reality is I can say this, I've done it wrong so many times. So now I know how to do it right. And again, I'll share the story later, but edification is everything. Ms. Mukes.
Yeah, our friends love us, Miss Ross, but they may not respect us in business. And they don't really know how to tell us this. They just say, I'll let you know. Give me time. They'll make up all these excuses, but the reality is they don't respect us in business.
No, they don't, because they know that whatever we're doing, it was a love of ours in our other world. And that might not be something that interests them. I owned a preschool. Some of my friends were like, I would never want to do that. Right? They, for whatever reason, they wouldn't want to do it. However, in this business, I love when it says edification informs and excites the prospect. I can't tell you how many people that I've talked to that said, I related to your story of being a mom and wanting to take care of your child. I related to your story of being in the basement or being at rock bottom. But I can listen to you because I know where you've been and I know where you are. So that whole edification says, if you're having a struggle and you meet someone that turned their test into a testimony, you want to hear from that person. That edification excites and informs, right, for who they're going to talk to and what is to come. My friends don't respect me, but they respect you, JP Watkins, because they now can see themselves outside of me. They can see themselves through you and your story.
Facts tell, stories sell. That's one of the things we say all the time is facts tell, but stories sell. So we want to talk a little bit about, again, why do you edify? Why is this so crucial, guys? And it's so crucial because edification informs. It provides crucial information that the third-party validation will help you. Again, documentation beats conversation. You can tell your friends all day, this is the best place on the planet. Travel is a booming industry. It's $1 trillion industry. Oh, the Matrix is amazing. You just got to meet Mr. Bradley. All of those things are great. But if you talk to them about documentation, that's really, really important. And we're going to talk about, talking about documentation from the expert, but we're also going to talk about that you can discuss edifying the company and edifying other things besides just the expert. But the second thing is, edification excites. Guys, sometimes people buy it from an emotional standpoint. A lot of times we don't understand that buying is a transfer of emotion. And if we don't involve and paint a picture of an exciting environment, an exciting culture, what we're doing is exciting, people aren't buying it. So we've got to make sure that people get that psychological jolt of excitement so that they will listen to what we have to offer. And lastly, edification projects a vision. It really validates. Again, so many people discount the industry of network marketing as a legitimate profession. And when you edify the company, when you edify the expert, when you edify timing and all these other things, it is validation. As Ms. Ross said earlier, the picture is bigger than you. Who else is winning? People want, proof. They want the doubting Thomas. They want to see the wounds in the hand. Show me the proof. Show me the money. Edification gives social proof. It validates through real life stories and experiences. So I would love Ms. Ross and Mr. White to just touch on these 3 points why edification is crucial. Ms. Ross, I'll turn it to you.
I'll tell you the number one about people need to know who they're speaking with and why. I know that part of the PS3, one of the things that Mr. Moore says is that edify your person before you get them on the line. Well, I personally, I want to hear. I love to hear the edification. I want to hear what my business partner is saying for 2 reasons. One, I want to know if it's correct, and 2, I want to hear the response from the prospect. Because sometimes when they're, this person is a $500,000 income earner. Oh, wow. You can hear their interest level. You'll hear that, okay, yes, this is proof that the edification works. They now know, and now it makes for a different conversation, a higher level of respect, right, for who they have on the line. Exciting people, making those emotional decisions. When we talk about what this business has done for so many people working on a part-time basis, getting full-time results, and that vision. We talk about 3 freedoms: time, personal, and financial. We have the evidence that people have reached those freedoms that everyone wants anyway. So guess what? Now that people can create their own vision of their life through the validation and edification of what you said, the people, the success, the company, and our future. Director Watkins.
That's so good. You know, we have to really help them see it bigger. Mr. White, I'd love for you to touch on these 3 crucial points.
Absolutely, she nailed it. But what I'll say is this: I think if you understand the psychology of the mindset of the person you're talking to, there's 3 questions that they have, and that's what this speaks to. They want to know, does it work? They want to know, can I do it? And they want to know who's going to help me. And that's what edification, when you edify a person, you're sharing with them it's worked for this person. So if it worked for this person, or if you share the documentation of what happened, where they came from, but what they've been able to do in this business, they're saying, wow, it works. They want to know, can I do it? Well, guess what? That's why you put them on the phone with somebody. You might be brand new, and they don't believe that you can help them. But if Miss Ross has made $500,000 and she's on the way to be one of the next millionaires in the company, man, if she did that and she came from the basement, but she's able to do this, oh my goodness, now they believe, oh, she can help me. And they want to know, does it work? Can I do it? Who's going to help me? And that's why you're moving yourself out the way, and you're saying, she's working with me, she's helping me. You know, you're working, Ms. Mukes is working with me, she's helping me. So it answers those questions that the person has. And so when we talk about edification, it's so essential because it deals with the psychological mindset that the person has. Ms. Watkins, Ms. Mukes, I want to say this one point. There's a difference between edify and edify. So it's really important. I know you may touch on that, but even when you edify, don't have to make it more sensational than what it is. Build them up, but don't start telling fabrications. Don't start saying things that are not true to make it sound more than what it is. Because again, the truth is good enough, and what's happening in our company is good enough. So you don't have to over exaggerate and make it sound that much better, Ms. Mukes.
Now that's good, and I think that that's what Ms. Eileen Ross said earlier. I want to hear if it's true and factual and their level. So a lot of times when you get ready to edify your expert, for those of you that are taking notes, ask the expert, do you want me to do this beforehand or do you want me to do it after? And give them the choice. I think that that's always the proper way to do it. And I tell people, I give them the option. It's up to you. Do it beforehand. But like you said, I can always tell when edification is weak. Why? They're ordering McDonald's on the phone, and they're on the phone with me. They're getting a number 5. They're screaming at the baby. They're changing channels on the TV. They're at a barbecue. So I know the edification is not good because they have no respect for the person on the other end. If the edification is good, then I know it's quiet, they're listening, and they're engaged. So we know if the edification is bad, it's not right, because it's a lot more going on in the background. Mr. White, you're laughing at that. Ms. Ross, would you agree that sometimes we can tell the edification is not right?
It is unbelievable how we can tell how not right the edification is. And it's and again, we want to help everyone. We want to devote our time, but it is so frustrating when the lack of respect, as you said, is not there because the person, the business partner, did not edify. I am so honored that our leader has taken the time to. I was able to catch her. I was able to catch him, and I'm proving to you that these top leaders are here to help us, all of us. And then, like you said, hold on a second. Hey, Charlie, how you doing? No, it's not time to talk to Charlie. It's time to hear about our business model. So no, it's so important, Director. And we've got to talk about this. We've got to really stress it, because how you edify your leaders and your business is how serious your prospect is going to take you.
That's exactly right. And Mr. White, sometimes if you're in the front of the room and the person who's opening up, edifying you is flat, no energy, dead, it's like you have to almost lift the room back up because the edification was so bad. Why is it important to inject that energy to make sure people understand that you're passionate about the presenter you're presenting in person or on the phone?
It's extremely important because at the end of the day, you want them to be able to receive. You want the person to be able to receive. And again, if you're not sharing with them somebody who can help them go to a place beyond where they are, they're not interested. If you're just, oh, this is Mr. White, or this is Shedrick, or this is, JP, as opposed to Miss Mukes or Miss Ross, there's a certain level of respect that you have to show, and you have to get your prospects' attention to let them know that this is serious. I used to tell people, don't embarrass me. Hey, why? Because if I'm put you on the phone with my leader. Don't embarrass me. Don't make me look bad. I need you to be in a quiet place. I need you to pay attention. See, that's what you have to do, because you have to honor the person who's helping you their time. They could be with anybody else. They could be doing anything else. So if they carve out that time to focus on helping you build your business, then you should make sure that your process prepared. You should make sure you're in a quiet environment, and you should make sure that you properly edify, because they're there to help you make money and help you build your business.
I love it. We're going to wrap it up because there are other things you can edify. You can edify not just your expert, but you can edify timing and positioning, the company, the industry. All of these things are so important. Ms. Ross, as we wrap up, I want you to touch on this because there are other things that we can edify outside of just the expert.
And it goes back to what speaks to the heart of the person you're talking to, right? Edifying the industry, how powerful the industry of network marketing. See, so many of us shy away from talking about our industry without realizing you are the evidence that the industry works. Every time we bring people into the business, that is proof that the industry works, right? The leadership, again, having these leaders that believe, they have a heart for the people. The company being a brand new, 6-year-old company, but partner with a 30-year-old travel company. But what have we done? $1.1 billion in travel sales and so many 6-figure income earners. The timing and opportunity couldn't be better. So Director Watkins, it is so imperative that you should edify not only who you are in the business, who is helping you, but what is the project? What is the business model? How is it different from that 9-to-5? How is it better than traditional entrepreneurship? How is residual income better than linear income? So yes, very, very important, Director Watkins.
Yeah, Mr. White, I know you do a phenomenal training on the stages and cycles of business. Mm-hmm. And so really edifying timing and opportunity, leadership, company, industry, these are all things that, again, paint a picture to build the belief. We don't realize that from the beginning, we call it the ABCs of sales, always be closing, because you're always thinking of the end in the beginning. What am I implanting into my prospect to help them believe bigger in what I'm trying to, share with them? So I'd love for you to touch on what else we should be edifying.
Well, Ms. Meeks, you said it, and again, Ms. Ross did an amazing job, but just to kind of bring it, like I said, it's all about that person sitting there and them believing. The only reason someone won't join is because they don't believe it works, or they don't believe it'll work for them. So when you're able to share these things that, again, the leadership is responsible for, again, over 70,000 active agents, they have a heart, people for profits. Those are buzzwords, but things that you can share, but you got to believe it. Right, when you talk about the timing and position, you couldn't be at the better. I mean, this is the timing. You didn't miss this one. You're in time, because most people think they missed it. Right, you're right on time. We paid the road, but your timing couldn't be better. When you talk about the industry, Shaq touched on it. Right, it's helped create more millionaires or more success. When you learn this business, this industry is responsible for creating more success than almost any industry out there. And the company, again, 6-year-old company, over 70,000 agents. Over $1 billion, booked in travel, all these things. Now you're edifying what the company has done and how it's helping people win. And if it can happen for them, it can happen for you. So as you said earlier, Ms. Meeks, facts tell, stories tell. You got to get good at telling the stories. You have to get good at telling the stories, because that's what piques the person's interest to make them say, man, I want to be a part of this. And so edification is everything. And I start out by saying that, so I'm going to end with it. Well, say this: proper edification will lead to duplication, because when you do it right, now the people you're teaching them, which will ultimately lead to multiplication. If you want your organization to multiply and go to the next level, you got to learn to properly edify, which will lead to duplication, which will ultimately lead to multiplication. Ms. Meeks.
Well, you stole my closing thoughts. Those are my closing thoughts. The danger in not edifying, when you're lazy and edifying, you devalue your business. You understimulate, you underinform. You don't create good duplicatable and duplication. You don't paint a picture. And here's the bottom line, guys. You cut your chances of closing by more than 80%. So some people say, oh, you don't know my people. My people don't need all that. So when you cut corners, when you don't do duplicatable things, duplicatable systems, you do the PS, the S3, the non-edification. You just do all these zigzags in your business and you negate edification because you think your people don't need it. You don't know how you're cutting into the success that you could be having. The bottom line is edification is a crucial key component in the unification and duplication in an organization if it's going to grow. Mr. White, you stole my closing thoughts. You already knew what I was going to say. Mr. White, what are your closing thoughts?
Here's what I would say, just example, as I wrap up. There's so many events that's taking place. You can also edify the event. For instance, I know it's going to be an event in New Orleans, right? You talk about the powerful women, how their life has changed. You can't afford to miss it, right? I know that you and y'all going to be in Indianapolis. I know there's different things. We're starting a weekly meeting. You can edify events. You can edify people, but more importantly, you got to master edification if you want to take your business to the next level. Ms. Meeks, thank you for having me.
Great. Ms. Ross, your closing thoughts.
My closing thoughts are, you said something very crucial. You said people say, you don't know my people. I want to submit to the people, you don't know your people either. How many times have we gone through things that we never told our family or friends? We didn't tell them we were broke. We didn't tell them we lost the job. We didn't tell them about the breakup. So you don't know your people either. So it's very important that you edify and share the good news of what we have, because your people need to hear this almost more than you do, and you don't even know it. So never miss that opportunity to help someone else.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Guys, I hope you got something out of this tonight. Edification is a crucial key component in the unification and duplication in an organization if it's going to grow. Don't negate this. Get this right, learn it, and become good at edifying everything. Your homework tonight, I'm going to give everybody a challenge. I hope this is okay. List 10 things you'd love to edify. Your top 10 things that you'd love to edify. It could be 5 directors. You write down their stories. You have those stories ready. Maybe number 6 could be and some facts. Maybe number 7 could be the timing and positioning. Make a top 10 list on things you can edify. Is that okay, Ms. Ross, Mr. White, that people can make this list?
I think that's excellent, an excellent assignment. Yes.
Yeah, I've spoken. There it is.
There it is. You got homework. Edify, 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 and grow your organization into a super hierarchy. Well, this has been Basic Training. We'll see everybody on next week. Again, guys, we'd like to welcome you to the best place on the planet. Have a great evening. Good night.
Edify, edify, edify. Okay. Whew. Who learned something from that? Was I the only person that learned something? Did y'all learn something? Any takeaways? I did. Who could tell me one thing that they took away from it, from this training that they're going to implement? Just one. You could type it. You don't have to come off of mute unless you want to. But what's one thing that you're going to take away from that training?
Well, nobody got their hand raised up. I don't know if they put it in the chat. But I learned that you can edify anything. Okay. I mean, edify this table I'm sitting at.
Right. Yeah, that's true. You can edify anything. Okay, I see the stuff coming. Edify by colors. So have you guys wrote your own edifications? I know somebody is like, well, I haven't hit rank yet, so that's why I don't have an edification, right? I'm wrong. Like, you know, on this training, you can edify everything. And it's funny, there was another training they did, I think Cedric White did it, and it was talking about, I can't remember what it was about, but after that training was over, I rewrote my edification because I didn't realize that my edification didn't cover every color. I'm red, so my edification, I think, was real red, right? So I had to go back and rewrite my edification so that it appealed to every color. Okay. Yes, ask your upline if they want to edify you before or when you're online. That's a good one. Let's see. Targeting all the colors. Yes, work on your edification. If you guys have not watched the color video, go watch the colors video. You will learn about yourself. It is very important. Okay, we learned a lot. Let's see. Duplication is in using the tools. Yes. Man, listen. Yes, PS3 and not just S3 are the PS. I think a lot of times we don't go through it. We don't pique the interest. We don't show the plan. We don't do the three-way calls. Three-way calls are the most underutilized tool that we have. And I posted about it. Was it this week? I posted about three-way calls. I think it was this week. What we do a lot of times is we do last minute three-way calls. So I'm talking to Angela, and Angela I piqued her interest and I didn't show Angela the plan. And Angela, you know how she has some questions. And right now, I feel like right now on a Thursday at 6:35 p.m., somebody need to be available to do this three-way with Angela. So now I'll reach out to my coach, and let's say my coach is Ashley. Ashley, can you do this three-way right now? I got a prospect. And Ashley's like, no, I'm busy, or she don't answer. Now I'm mad because Ashley know I want this $50 direct sales commission. She told me she was going to be there to help me. Why is she not available right now to do this three-way? Because Miss Angela's ready to sign. The whole time Ashley's like, well, you have no regard for my time, my schedule, my business. You're not my only business partner. Your business is not the only important business. I have my business in my own life. So what's supposed to happen is I'm supposed to talk to Miss Angela and say, hey, I'm supposed to talk to Ashley. Hey, Ashley, I got this business partner, Miss Angela. I've been talking to her about the business. I done exposed her to the business. She done came to some travel parties. I done tagged her so much in this group on these posts. And she still feel like she's not going to get support. I know that's her objection is the support. She don't think she'll get the support. When are you available this week to talk to her? What is 2 times, like, 2 days? It could be 2 different days or 2 time frames that you're available to do a three-way with me. Ashley's gonna say, okay, Christy, you know what? I got an opening Friday at 10 a.m. I have another one on Saturday at noon. Any of those times work. I'm gonna go back to Miss Angela and tell her, hey, Miss Angela, I'm gonna edify Ashley, let her know exactly why she wants to talk to Ashley. I can't just say, hey, this is my sponsor or my success coach, because 9 times out of 10, prospects don't know nothing about what a sponsor is. They feel like the term success coach is being thrown around willy-nilly, so they don't get it. So why do I want to talk to Ashley? I need to edify her and let them know exactly why they want to talk to Ashley. Then I need to let them know, hey, she's busy. Listen, she's super busy. She has 2 openings. Are you free Friday at 10 a.m. or Saturday at noon? She need to pick between this or that. I'm not going to say, hey, Miss Angela, when are you free for a three-way? No, Ashley the one that's busy, and that's the one I want her to talk to. Hey, my 3-star coach, my 3-star director, which is my success coach. She's my mentor. She's been working this business for 3 years. She was able to retire herself from this business. She went from being an educator to living life on her own terms. She was gifted the sapphire ring. And I know you don't know what that means, Miss Angela, but that means that she's bringing home every 10th of the month at least $8,000 in her business. She is the number 52nd income earner out of 72,000 people. She's busy leading a team of well over 1,000 people, but because she is my mentor, she has some time in her schedule to talk to you about the business Friday at 10 a.m. or either Saturday at noon. Which time is that? I've moved on to you, Angelica. But listen, that's how you do it. You edify, you say it. Y'all have to get out the way. I see it in the chat all the time. We're going to get off of this, and then tomorrow somebody going to still post in the chat who can do a three-way right now, because they're not going to understand the importance of how to properly go by it. Anybody have any questions about edifications? Any questions about your rep business? Any questions in general? I got a good, 10 minutes for y'all before I have to start men's locker room. Anything? Y'all got anything? Nothing? Y'all sure? So just so you guys know, every Wednesday is—
Wait, before you start,
Yes.
somebody did ask the question in the chat. I don't know if you've seen that they asked, where is the colors video located?
I didn't see it. You're right. So it kind of goes what I was about to talk about anyway. So the colors video is in Dream Team Society already, but you can also go to Planet Marketing, your back office. They have a library with all the videos in there. You're able to watch the colors video. If you have the app, I do believe it's on the app as well. If you have the Planet Marketing app, you can access it from the app. If you ever miss basic training video, like the video that we played that comes out on Wednesdays, you can go on Planet Marketing and rewatch them, stop them, go, all that good stuff to take notes. It says, how do you present yourself when you first started to your prospects? As myself, I literally, when I first got started, and the same as now, I started with peak interest posts. That was the easiest for me. It was more easy for me with a peak interest post than it was in inboxes. So I started with who want to be a travel agent, posters like that, who want to be a travel agent, who want to earn so much money, whatever the little post is. I mean, it's a whole album in Dream Team Society, posts like that. That's how I started. I also made sure I posted, I also made sure I post about my product, which is travel. Whether I was traveling, whether I wanted to travel, made sure I post so people knew that that's what I did. That's a good question though. You don't know when to do a three-way. Angelica, you coming off to answer that question? I seen you kind of went on mute and then came off mute.
Oh, my bad. But a three-way is necessary. Every director or sponsor has their own different, I guess, qualifications for when they want to do a three-way. A three-way call for me personally is when my person has told me, hey, Angelica, I have the money to start my business. However, I have a couple of questions about XYZ. Okay, well on Wednesday at 2, are you free to talk to one of my business partners, Christy? She works full-time in corporate America. She can help you get your questions answered about working full-time and working your business. So I've already established with my prospect that money is not an option for her to sign up. She'd already said, Angelica, I got the money. I'm not getting her on the phone to talk to Christy to tell her the business or tell her the presentation or to do any of that. It's just to back up what you already said. If I know her objection because I've asked her those questions. What are your objections? She said, I work full time. I don't have time to work my business. Who do you know that is currently working full time? So I'm not afraid to ask those questions so I can direct that person to the perfect person. Your sponsor or your director may not be the right person to do your three-way call, if that makes sense. I would send my prospect to just say me if I was one of you guys, if they would say, well, who retired from this? Who that's experiencing success and all that kind of stuff. You have to know, and you only know where to send and who to talk to if you ask those questions with your prospect. It's not so much is when to do it. It's after you've asked all the questions and you wrote it down the note so you can know how to follow back up with them, and you've asked them what their objections are. What if I get you on a three-way call with Christy so she can get your questions answered about working full-time and working your business and being successful, will you be able to get started today? So I'm not afraid to ask those questions. And those are the kind of questions you guys have to ask. Don't just offer a three-way call without, some of them don't even need a three-way call because now they're like, well, why are you introducing me to another person when I'm talking to you? So then you may run your prospects off because now you're trying to introduce them into something else when you still trying to build that rapport and build that relationship. So it all goes back to the form method. It's not just when. If you get everything that you could and money is not an option and you want to just bring in a three-way call, sometimes it is needed. We can do a three-way Facebook chat. I love three-way Facebook chats because I can do more. I don't have to stop what I'm currently doing to reply or to pick up the phone or be distracted. So I'm open to three-way Facebook chats, and you do those the same way, but you must be able to properly edify your the person that you are bringing on the call. And so don't think that when they do the three-way call that they're going to automatically sign up. And then you get discouraged and then you like, I'm never going to do one again. That's not what the three-way call is for. It's to just back up what you said. And if they have, well, they should have the money. I wouldn't send nobody to Christy to do a three-way call with if they are a 1, 2, 3, or 4 or a 5. Because if they're a one and a 5, between 1 and 5, they don't have the money. They're not interested. I've dug deep. I've asked the questions and different things, and they told me I don't have the money, or I'm not interested, or not right now. If they tell you this is not the time, don't try to say, well, let me get you on the phone, because now why, they've already told you this is not the time for me. Okay, well, I'll keep you on my list and I'll follow back up with you in the next 30 days to let you know what's going on in the company. Just so don't offer them one and they don't need it. Don't say, as you talking to them and you piquing their interest in different stuff, don't just say, oh, let me get you on a three-way call, because three-way call for what? What have they told you? What can you tell me to help me get them doing? I can do a whole three-way call for you for 30 minutes or 20 minutes, and we get to the end. Oh, I don't even have the money. I told Christy I ain't had the money. I don't know why she put me on the phone with you. And they will blast you just like that on the phone call. Well, I told her I ain't had the money. I told her this wasn't for me. They're gonna say everything that they told you. They're gonna tell the person that you're talking to that's doing the three-way call for you. They're gonna tell them. So every conversation and every prospect does not need a three-way call. The three-way call is I only do three-way calls if they say, do you have somebody else that's doing this that I can talk to other than you? I let them ask me to do a three-way, or not even a three-way, or just to bring in somebody else. But other than that, I don't really have to do it, because I break my business down to a point where it's easy for them to understand. I don't overtalk when doing the prospect process. They ask me a question, okay, boom, I'm sending them to a post, or I'm copying and pasting the information, or I'm tagging them on a video. So I'm letting them make the choice to start their business based on the facts and the videos that's already been created, the tools that's already being used. So you guys don't just overexert the three-way call because it's there, because sometimes it's definitely not needed, and it can definitely run those prospects off that are considering getting started.
I agree. I am a person that when it comes to three-way calls, I'm gonna ask you questions. If they not between like a 7 and a 9, if you don't know what their objection is, if their objection is have anything to do with money, I'm not doing a three-way call, because like she said, I can't make them get the money if they don't have it. I also am the person that if I get on a three-way call with you and you start talking as I'm talking, I'm gonna remove myself, because if you could talk, you don't need me. That's just how I feel about it. But yes, I think Angelica cooking. I see your question, Miss Cindy, but I think she over there cooking. She in the kitchen or something. Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions before we go? I think that three-way calls are actually, I don't think we're using three-way calls enough, honestly. I don't think so. I don't see it a whole lot. I mean, unless people just don't post about it, I don't see it the way that it could be used. Personally, I think people don't think that they can do a three-way call. You don't have to be ranked to do a three-way call. It's a lot of people who are not ranked, who are not goal builders, who are not directors, who know the presentation, who knows the information, who can speak to it. So it has nothing to do with your position in actually giving a three-way call.
Miss Cindy, what do you mean? How did I get started with travel? It said, Angelica, how did you get started on travel? What do you mean?
Somebody group? I could answer that for you. She saw a post.
Oh, you mean? You mean like getting started, my business started?
Yeah, she saw a post on Facebook.
Yeah, I was in my sponsors group, and she was posting
let me tell y'all a story. It was right after Christmas. She saw a post. She was broke. It was a 28. She ain't had no money. This paycheck, she had to scrape it together to be able to pay for her investment. And that's how she got started. She saw a post on Facebook. She saw her sponsor posting about travel and was like, I don't know. She had a conversation. That scraping up the money at the 28th of December, and she got started. I think it's alive. I think it's in Learn More, Earn More. She talks about that.
Yeah. I'm one of those people that I'm very curious. I got started out of curiosity because I seen her traveling, I seen her posting about all these deals. And so I wanted to do it. And she didn't have to convince me. I probably maybe talked to her one time and I asked her what to do to get started. And she said, just sign up. And then like on the 28th, I sent her the thing. I was like, well, how do I sign up? And she sent me the link. And I was on my own ever since. I really didn't go to my sponsor for a lot because she, you know, I was very independent. I learned a lot on my own. I trained myself. I taught my people what I knew, and we built our community that way. So I didn't really heavily rely on my sponsor a lot because she had her own team that she was building, and I was trying to build my own and work my business. So it was just I was at the right place. It was just something that I wanted to do, and I just did it and became successful at it. I stayed at it. I made mistakes. I messed up. I did stuff wrong. I said the wrong stuff sometimes. I messed up. I did a lot of stuff wrong until I was able to get it right. I wasn't the director that you see today. I wasn't the rep that you see today. I didn't have the success like everybody. I didn't have it. I came in literally working just like you guys, getting frustrated, get unmotivated, not working, not want to work, just all the emotions, people telling me no, people standing me up, people quitting on me, my team quitting on me, my team not responding, all of those emotions that you guys have. You feel like nobody's working their business, nobody's serious, all those feelings that you have about yourself, your team. I had all those same